Welcome to Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 team, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. It's the Tennessee Volunteers and the Texas A&M Aggies. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer here in the booth. Holly Rowe is down on the sidelines, and we check in with her right now.
Guys, the Vols head coach told me before the game, this is a developing storyline. Early in the season, they took a risk starting a young freshman quarterback, but he has continued to shine and get better each and every week. Now, late in the season, a chance for the college football playoff is on the line. His team is playing with great energy and enthusiasm, but they have got to continue to take care of the ball and focus and perform every single game. We'll see how he's able to get off to a quick start here in the first quarter. I'll keep you posted from the sidelines. Guys?
Appreciate that, Holly. Texas A&M set to kick off to christen this game. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Whistle sounds, but they get the timeout called just before the delay of game. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Using his legs, it's Bishop. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and this crowd giving this defense some juice.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. Timeout is called. It's the second charge to Tennessee. They burned a couple early, now down to just one timeout to work with. Starting to bring some noise here on this early 3rd and 10. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
That is exactly how you set a tone when you're on defense, and especially when you're at home. If you can get them and force them into a punt early, keep that crowd going and involved, man, is it fun to play defense.
He's got great speed. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. Might be calling a hot route. Reed on the play action. That's reeled in. It's Horton.
And I think one of the secret sauces from a year ago for A&M was Craver and Concepcion. They were the best 1-2 punch in college football as far as playmaking receivers. Guys that could catch it short and take it long. Now you bring in Horton, who comes over from Alabama. This receiving core now, can they continue to grow? Can the passing game get better, Palmer, and take that next step?
Well, the good news is you still got Marcel Reed throwing the football, right? A guy with tons of experience.
And he's got room. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Takes the handoff. It's Edwards. And you want to talk about gang tackling. Everybody on the defense run to the ball.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Here's Reed to throw. Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
I don't know who on defense is going to cover this guy. Honestly, he could be a problem for this defense over the middle of the field in the passing game.
A&M comes back out with another first down. Reads it, fires complete. Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
The Vols will now use their final timeout. And they can't be thrilled using all 3 timeouts here in the first quarter. And they got the completion, but no yards. Now they need to go forward to avoid a 3rd and long. Reed. Fires to the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was going for 6 right there. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Dropping back, it's Reed. Throws to the wideout. He's picked off and he's thrown a dozen of them. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
This quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on 3rd down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw right there. They were ready, had a really good coverage called, and they get the INT.
So the Vols offense takes the field to start this drive. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Looking for a gap. It's Bishop. Hard running there. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on 1st down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
a 9-yard pickup on first down. Here's 2nd and 1. They'll keep it on the ground. And he's got enough for the first down. It'll be at the 35. Tennessee loves relying on the big physical backs like a Jamal Lewis, and this guy fits the mold.
Yeah, guys you just didn't want to tackle. I mean, guys that run angry all the time, and it's a mindset. When Tennessee has that mindset, the fans go crazy, and their teams are usually their best squads.
Ball is at the 35. It's 1st and 10. The give to the right. Just sort of a relentless run, getting everything that was available to him, and they'll mark him down at the 40.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early and often. There are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
And most offenses, man, it's about controlling the line of scrimmage, getting the run game going. And when you got a back that's averaging over 5 yards a touch, like, I'm not great at math, guys, but every 2 touches I'm getting a first down, I'd say the offense will be in a really good position all game long.
Looking to throw on first down. That's caught. It's Cartwright. First catch of the season for this highly touted wide receiver, and man, their fans have been hungry to see that.
Well, they're working the slot receiver on a drag route here. He's just kind of fighting his way through the traffic. He's able to come out the other side and present a nice target for the quarterback.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Using his legs, it's Bishop. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. Right back to it. He breaks a tackle. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Has to get there to move the sticks. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
And how about the defense coming up big on 4th and short? You know they're going to run the football. Great job stacking the box, getting the big stop.
So the first play of the drive starting here from the 45. Quarterback keeper. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Reed. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. From the gun on third down, it's Marcel Reed. Got him downfield. Turns it on down the left side. Touchdown, Texas A&M. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
This offense is high octane, boy. You just saw it. Not a lot of time needed for them to go all the way and score 6. Well done.
Getting set for the extra point after putting the scoreboard to work for the first time. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Texas A&M has the lead at the end of the quarter. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the second period. Chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They've got a first down here to open the period. On the move, it's Bishop. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Firing to the right, complete. And he's dragged down.
Slant routes, they're good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find the soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all day.
It's third down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. They'll keep this drive moving by picking up the first down. They have it at the 36.
Nice job by this offense converting the third down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
And the Vols have it with a 1st and 10. This time he wants to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. That's caught. It's Matthews. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Listen, nice completion, short gain. Now you get to 3rd down. 3rd down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on 3rd down, I still got that 4th down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. How about this DB turning on the Jets and getting the first sack of the game for this defense?
And that is how you come from the secondary with authority. Come with some speed, some vitriol, some hate. Just get to the quarterback, get him on the ground. Nice job by the secondary getting to the quarterback.
Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. Texas A&M offense goes back to work. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. The run inside. It's Edwards. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
That back had nowhere to go. The defensive line ate up the blocks, but how about the linebacker swarming in, coming in and making a great play on the ball carrier?
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Give to the running back. At the 40, there he goes. They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
You know, good running backs are the ones that can make things happen in small spaces. That running back there found his lane, he found his crease, and there was no hesitation. He got north right away and was able to make a big-time play.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Wide receiver comes in motion. On the move. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks.
And it's not sexy, and it's not these long plays all the time. But this QB does such a good job of picking up 4 to 5 and making it where you're always ahead of the sticks and just letting you know, we'll run him. We'll take advantage of this guy's speed, and we're going to make you defend him throughout this football game.
The Aggies lining up, just needing a few tough inches on third down. They'll take this lead to the 2-minute timeout and see if they can tack on a little more before the break. Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down. Fourth down, Reed. Big tight end makes the grab. First down, still on his feet. And that can really take the wind out of a defense's sails when you convert with a 4th down completion.
Great chemistry there between the quarterback and his target. 4th down, you got to have it. You got to be on the same page, and they were there.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Edwards. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping him up, getting him on the ground. Take away that run game. Make him one-dimensional, put him in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll try the counter. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. Texas A&M back to work with another first down. Throwing Reed. Fires to the wideout. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. They'll start this drive going to the air. Unloads to the wideout. Good hands in there by the defense to force the incompletion.
Zone coverage that time, and the cornerback, a nice job with his eyes. He's watching the quarterback. He sees the ball thrown, so he knows exactly when to break on it. He's able to break it up for an incompletion.
So now it's second and long. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense. Complete defensive effort. When the back end makes the quarterback hold the football a little longer than he wants to, and then the pass rush gets home, hits him, and forces the incompletion.
The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. Looking to throw. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Texas A&M will use its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. And the Volunteers will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. He'll field the punt and look for room. And the returner goes down. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Here's Reed to throw. Under fire. Hit as he throws. Pulls it in. It's Riley. He gets it down to the 30-yard line, and time is running short here in the first half. Now the Aggies will use their last timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Quarterback may change this route. Dropping back, it's Reed. Oh, they're after it! And down he goes. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Conner.
Guys, it is my pleasure to welcome everyone into the Week 7 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. Let's get things popping with Maryland taking on the number 14 team, the Pitt Panthers. And it's the Terrapins, setting school records in multiple offensive categories in one of the highest scoring games I think I've ever seen. Two teams who were very familiar with the end zone today. The win puts them a game over 500 as this group looks to stabilize its season. Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. That's caught. It's Craven. He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here.
Yeah, and what a nice job seeing it, reacting, and throwing. When you run these RPOs, you want to read the defense really quickly. Is he playing run? Okay, boom. I'm going to throw the slant right behind him. Nice job by the QB.
Wide receiver going in motion. A designed run for the quarterback. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
And the Aggies will have it 1st and 10. Motion from the wideout. Rides the back and leaves it. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They'll keep it on the ground. Turning it on. The 20. He's at the... He is in. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown.
Up for the PAT. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They put together a 5-play, 75-yard drive. And they finish it off with an electrifying 45-yard run to the house. Just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Tennessee starts this drive as the offense takes the field. So this second half didn't exactly start the way they had hoped on defense, and now the offense will try to answer with a score of its own. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with a first down.
I know it hasn't been the type game statistically this running back was hoping to have up to this point. He's been getting shut down. Finally, he's able to break through for a big one. And sometimes, you know, it just takes one. It takes one run like that to get his confidence back, to get the offensive line's confidence back. Let's see what happens with this offense now moving forward.
They'll give it to him again. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
You got to love the physicality up front by the defense there, allowing only a minimal gain. These are big bodies on the D-line. They eat up blocks, allow the linebackers to run free and make stops.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. The give. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
And defensively, one of the most important things is stopping the run, being physical up front. That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground. Like, that is a recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical, get off the ball, get downhill faster.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Trying to pick it up on the ground. Lowers those pads. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
And that's what this offense needs, man. They need to do this, but they need to put several together. Back-to-back punts on their last 2 possessions. A lot of times that can wear your defense out, right? Playing so many snaps. This offense just keep being focused, executing on 3rd down, putting some drives together. Next thing you know...
Always a welcome play from the defense as they get a sack at the 47.
It's a curious play call offensively to try to throw after that great gain on the ground the snap before. If you're winning in the trenches up front, keep it going. Let the big fellas go to work. I don't like the idea of throwing the ball there.
The Vols with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to pass on 2nd down. Makes the grab. It's Jackson. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Throws to the tight end. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd.
You can sense the frustration building on the field and on the sideline for this team because on paper, they're the better team. From a player standpoint, from a record standpoint, things just not going their way in this game, and someone's going to have to step up and make a play to turn this thing around.
Trailing by multiple possessions in the 3rd and desperately needing a score, they'll go for it on 4th down. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. A famous writer once said, most men lead lives of quiet desperation. Here is a desperate move, going for it on 4th down, trailing by double figures. Throws to the wideout. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
The Aggies offense will have another go at it. You want to talk about a drive where you impose your will? That's what they did, running it down for a touchdown, David.
There is nothing more demoralizing than that for a defense. To be physically pounded, the run is coming, you know it's coming, and you can't stop it.
Nothing the defense can do. That is mano-a-mano up front, and your guys getting a push. They know you're running it, and they still can't stop it.
Grab behind the line. It's Horton. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Offenses want to get the ball to their playmakers really fast, and they try to throw the wide receiver screen, but how about the defender? He was right there in his space, got him on the ground as soon as he caught it. He was ready for that play.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Quarterback making checks. In the gun, 3rd down, Reed. Fires to the wideout. Can't make the catch on 3rd down, and the rarest of drops for this guy.
And man, those sting, man. 3rd down, the money down. Your guy's got to come through. You had a good play called. Receiver there to make a play. He's just got to catch the football. Those hurt on any down, but especially 3rd down.
The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. Nice directional kick there, like a solid iron shot. And that one will sail out of bounds. No chance for a return there. Let's see what they can get going on this drive as they snap it from the 7. Looking for space. It's Bishop. Stonewalled again. No gain on the play. They keep trying to stick with the running game, but there's not much getting done.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Rides to the back. Picked up 8 yards there, 3rd down and 2.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
This offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Here comes the heat. Thanks to grab. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. Midway point in the season, in games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. Running inside, it's Bishop. Gets it across the 30 to the 31, a pickup of 5.
Draws are such a smart way to take advantage of fast defensive linemen. They want to get upfield and get after the quarterback. It keeps them honest, makes them realize they got to play the run too. Great play call.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Throwing right. Intercepted, and that is the last thing they needed. Trying to take it back. He was thinking touchdown all the way, but he got it down to the 26-yard line.
And #1 objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Here comes the Aggies offense out to start this drive. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Movement on the offense, and they'll lose 5 yards on the penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Concentration is key. Have to know the snap count. The false start backs him up. It's 1st and 15. The run inside. It's Edwards. Wrestled down at the 26. It's a gain of 4.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Might as well stick with him. Brought down after picking up 3 down to the 22.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Let's see what they've dialed up on 3rd and long from the 22. Play action with Reed. Unloads to the wideout. And the big deflection on 3rd down forces a 4th down.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. 3rd down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone, and he tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Never a doubt. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
And with that kick, man, it's a tall order for the other side. I mean, down 3 possessions. Like, this offense is going to have to get the ball and do something with it, and do it quickly if they want to get back in this football game.
Come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. This was certainly not their best effort. I believe this team is much better than it performed today, but they're going to pay the consequences of losing this. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18. The Volunteers racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And they get him again. This has not been the day we expected. This young man, we expect great things. Like, he is one of the better players in college football. You think he'd come out, put on a show, but this defense has had his number all game long.
Out to the 32-yard line before he goes out of bounds, and that's the way to give a little start to the drive.
And this defense is perfectly fine with that. When you're up a couple possessions, you want everything in front of you. You want that clock to tick, make sound tackles, and don't give up big plays.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
We've seen throughout the course of the season, defenses have had their hands full with this quarterback. He's simply one of the best in the country. But what can you say about this defense here today? They have gotten after him, registering multiple sacks, and they've never let him get into a rhythm.
Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking.
Well, you got to think here offensively that you may have 2 more possessions in this game. You can still win, but you've got to be aggressive. You've got to start taking shots vertically down the field, throwing to your best players.
Got it behind the line. It's Staley. There he goes. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17. They put the O into offense as in 0 yards, and finally they get a big play to give them a little momentum.
Finally, some good luck on offense. I mean, they've been closer throughout this game. They've taken some shots. They've tried to be aggressive. They just haven't been able to come up with the big play. This game's not over yet, especially after that one.
Can't get him to the ground. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Volunteers! 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. See what you hit what you see, bring your feet. Yeah, none of that happened.
Yeah, those are all great things to keep in mind, but you're also trying to tackle another grown man against his will and get him on the ground. And by the way, he wasn't having it.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they finished it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Texas A&M offense back onto the field. So that last touchdown made it a 2-possession game, but if this offense can do its job, they can put this one away. Pulls it, fired, complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
Short pickup of 4 on first down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. Timeout called here on defense, so they'll have a couple remaining in addition to the 2-minute stoppage to try to maximize time and get the football back. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. Play clock was down to 2 seconds, but they call a timeout. They've got 1 timeout left now. They'll have to choose wisely as to when to use it. And now on 2nd down for this offense. They keep it on the ground. Clock is their friend. And he'll move his way forward to the first down. They'll mark it at the 35. So they'll use a timeout here. 1 more remaining, and, of course, the 2-minute stoppage coming up as well. They'll snap it on first down from the 35. To the ground. He's got it again.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
On the move. Nothing doing on that play, and the clock will stop for the 2-minute timeout. Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and this offense just a couple of minutes away from putting one in the win column. This is a big third down. If they can move the chains, they can just about salt this game away. Finding an escape route. They make the stop about 4 yards short of the first down. A mere 4 seconds after the clock stopped for the 2-minute timeout, the defense gets it stopped again, trying to get the ball back.
And, man, this is a big decision for this offense. Like, having the lead, does that change your mind? Are you less aggressive, or do you go for the gusto? Do you try to finish this thing off yourself by getting the first down, continuing to possess the ball here in the fourth quarter with the lead?
The kick is high and away and headed toward the sideline.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
They are stuck deep in their own territory and trying to get out, opening the drive from their own 3. To the air on first down. Right on the money. Makes the grab in their space. Goes out of bounds at the 25, and that's the way to get it out of your own end. And the Vols in the hurry-up.
Hey, you know, the defense here in this situation with a huge lead, they've got to anticipate that this offense is going to be trying to throw the ball to the sideline, so they've got to work different coverages to try to force the quarterback to go over the middle of the field with the football.
Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set.
Well, this offense is showing you it doesn't take a lot of time for them to generate explosive plays through the air. Big completion on the previous play. They take another shot and hit it, and they have completely...
He hauls it in, and nobody's close. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double-checking to make sure. And the Volunteers have it with a 1st and 10. A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. So frustrating for an offense to just give away yards with false start penalties. He's looking to pass. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Vols! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. And a few anxious moments, but the hands team is able to fall on it.
Well, they got their hands team out there for a reason, and that's why in these situations you put receivers, tight ends, and dudes that can hold on to the football, knowing that, hey, all we got to do is recover this onside kick, and David, we win the game.
And, man, this is such a low percentage play, right? Like, it's so hard to kick an onside and actually have it bounce correctly and go right. You're right. They put the right players on the field. They didn't get the good bounce, and this one's over.
And you got to feel great if you're this offense. You made so many plays in so many different ways to get this win.